But there is a way out, and it exists in the Constitution. It's a method for the people to put the brakes on government gone rogue. It's called Article 5, Convention of the States, to amend the Constitution directly. 12 states are in so far, and the Hawkeye state could be next. Joining me now from Des Moines, Iowa, State Director for the Convention of the States Project, Sarah Halderman Abdus. Sarah, so the resolution to participate in Article 5 passed out of the House. Now it's in the Senate. What's the status?
Yeah, so we passed committee a couple weeks ago with a 10-5 vote, and now we are just looking for a floor vote. And once we get that, we should be able to pass it and become the 13th state to adopt this resolution.
And in Iowa, I suppose you're proud to say that there really is true bipartisan support for such a piece of legislation, which is amazing and is unique compared to some of the other states who are trying to participate. Fully, what is it, 67% overall, but of course a majority of Republicans, majority of independents, and even a majority of Democrats all are pushing for this?
Absolutely. Yeah, we got some survey results back just last week that show, yeah, just as you said, it's 67% of Iowans overall want us to use this method of amending the Constitution to limit federal power. And it is 78% of Republicans, 68% of independents, and the opposition numbers, because there's a number in there that are just unsure. They didn't say one way or the other. The opposition numbers are like 14%, 20%, and 30%. Very, very low. So it's great. And
you don't have a heck of a lot of bad actors. In fact, we have reports of no bad actors out of Iowa. And by that, I mean opposition. Although, for just good measure, we want to throw up some information regarding the top Iowa Senate Democrat. This is Janet Peterson. This is how to get a hold of Janet Peterson, if you wish. We'll leave it up there for just a couple of seconds longer. This is her email. This is her phone number. Just to let her know, if you wish, if you live in Iowa or even if you don't live in Iowa, you can give her a call or an email and let her know that, hey, maybe you should definitely support this thing. But you also, on the other side of the aisle, on the Republican side, you have a couple of champions in the Senate, do you not?
Yes, we do. We have our floor manager is Jason Schultz, and he's just been fantastic on this issue. He has educated himself. He knows what his duties are under the Constitution, and he has been he's just been carrying it forward like no other. And then Robbie Smith, he was the chair of the committee that it passed, and he did a lot of work to make sure that it got passed, and it did get passed in a bipartisan manner. So that was fantastic. Iowans
who wish to show support for a convention of the states can do so via text. I don't know if you want folks in the other 49 states participating or not, but we're going to throw the information up there as well. Again, time to get out the pencil and paper, or pen if you will. You can text to the number 50457, Iowa 4 COS. And what does this do? Is this just a show of support for what you all are trying to do?
Yeah, so we need our floor vote, and to do that, we really need the majority leader to hear from the Republican caucus. So with you texting that number, we'll know that you want to help us out. We'll get you in touch with your senator, and you can reach out to them and make sure that they know to take this up to the majority leader and say we need the vote. Because without the majority leader bringing it up, we cannot get a vote this year. If we get that vote, we will pass.
Blue states, believe it or not, some blue states are actually looking at the Convention of the States now. There are some good people in some of these blue states. In California, believe it or not, Sarah, there's a meeting in about a week and a half or so. This is in Southern California in a city called Encinitas. There's some information if you're interested. You want to go to this meeting in California. This is enemy territory for something like a convention of the states. But at the same time, do you believe we're at 12 states right now? Iowa could become the 13th state. Per the Constitution, takes 34 to trigger an Article 5. Never been done in the history of our union. Do you think that this has a life of its own once Convention of the States hits maybe 25, 26 states, and then we'll actually see some of these blue states recognizing, wait a minute, we better hop on the bandwagon?
Yeah, honestly, even before that, we might get some blue states before we even get some of our red states, because the blue states, they also want to make decisions for themselves. This isn't something that's a partisan issue. Iowans want to make decisions for Iowans, just like those in Illinois want to make decisions for those in Illinois.
Right.
It's really quite simple.
And the biggest issues that we're looking at for a convention would be a balanced budget amendment or requirement to balance the budget, term limits for Congress, possibly also for the United States Supreme Court, and possibly a repeal of the 16th Amendment. That would be taxation, the income tax, and possibly a repeal of the 17th Amendment. Those are the top items on my list. But wouldn't it be a wonderful thing to produce term limits in Congress and send Washington, D.C. a real message? Sarah, thank you.
Sign the petition and get your friends and family to do the same. With your full address, your state legislators will know that you really are their constituents in their district. Our success depends on you. So we're inviting you to be part of history. Let's invoke the constitutional solution that's as big as the problem.